What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching another video. What I'm going to be going over today is the tune that I decided to go with for my Mark 6 2012 Volkswagen Jetta Sportwagen TDI. Wanted to go over that, what I think about it, you know, fuel mileage, power, you know, is it worth it? What other options you could go with, why I chose this specific tune that I do have for my car. So hopefully this answers some questions for you guys, you know, if you're deciding on your own Volkswagen TDI, you know, or, you know, Volkswagen, Audi, you know, any kind of TDI car, what you guys want to do, you know, what tune you want to go with and why. Hopefully this answers that. Hopefully, you know, if you're indecisive about making a decision, this video might make it a little easier. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I'm going to be showing you what tune I went with, and I'm going to be driving the car, you know, my feeling, my reaction, you know, how the car performs while driving, you know, like I said, power, fuel, everything. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's start now. All right, guys, so this is the Q loader that gets sent from Kerma. So basically you can tune your car from your driveway, which is amazing. They provide, besides obviously this little tuning box, the Q loader that they send you, you get a cable for the OBD and you get a cable for your computer. So pretty much just what you do, download the stock file onto here, connect this to your computer, upload your stock file, you email it to them, and then within an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that, they'll send you your modified file back. So with this, you have the availability and the comfortability to just tune in your driveway, which is amazing. You know, you don't have to go to a tuner to revert back to stock and whatnot. So that was one thing that really leaned me towards getting the Kerma TDI tuned, was just because it's comfortable that I can take this around, keep this in my car, and if for God forbid any reason, for example, let's say my clutch starts slipping on the tune, for whatever reason, I can always revert back to stock and buy myself some time. You know, maybe with a less aggressive tune, my clutch won't slip, let's say. So it's really good just to have it just in case, just to have this with you, keep it in your car, and you can tune on the go, which is amazing. That's the first thing that kind of drew me to Kerma, was the availability of having this. Now, guys, second, the reason why I feel like I chose Kerma too is they don't, you know, they're emissions friendly. So you don't have to delete your DPF or anything to make, you know, decent power and get fuel mileage gains and all that stuff. You don't have to do anything with your emission system. So that's a big thing. You know, this being a daily, I didn't want to delete the DPF. I didn't want to, you know, roll coal and blow black soot everywhere, which I guess is cool, you know. I mean, technically more smoke, less power, but I guess in like the sense of, you know, oh, I'm cool, you know, rolling coal, you know, it looks cool. Like, don't get me wrong. So that would have been nice to have, I guess, just to, you know, dick around with. But realistically, I didn't want to delete the DPF. Kerma is emissions friendly. Let's say you go with another tuner like Malone Tuning, which they're great as well. Trust me, I did some research on them as well. But you know, their stage 2 maps, you know, you got to do DPF delete and do all that stuff. So it's not as emissions friendly. I want to keep this car, you know, fun, but just not a cop magnet while I'm on the road. I just want to be able to put my foot down and just have like no smoke and just, like I said, just be calm. You know, I don't want to put my foot down and then blow a huge cloud of black smoke behind me and cause attention and then get pulled over and whatnot. So this is my daily. You know, maybe if this was like a car that I was just trying to build or just, you know, fool around with and whatnot, then yeah, sure, maybe I would have done, you know, a DPF delete. Maybe I would have chosen Malone. But in my situation, I feel like Kerma was just better. So at least for me, not having to delete any emissions or anything like that, just, I guess, sort of seal the deal. And I was looking at some dyno numbers and some people that I do know that are tuned by Kerma that have made really good power. So, you know, the fact that I get to keep my emissions, which is what I really did want to do, and the fact that I can still make really good power and still get the fuel gains, the fuel mileage gains, was amazing. So for me, I think it was kind of a no-brainer at that point. So that's my second reason why I chose it. All right, guys, so now all I'm gonna do really is just, you know, drive the car around, you know, tell you how I like it, tell you how the power is, you know, if it's worth it, tell you how the fuel mileage is, if that's worth it, price points, all that. If I recommend you getting Kerma, you know, when I buy again, like I said, I've had the tune for a couple of days, so this is my initial reactions to how the car is, how the car performs, is it comfortable to drive, you know, all that. So I do plan in the future, you know, once I do the other little performance mods that I'm gonna, you know, be getting for this car, I will make another video just to see how the tuner reacts with that, and I will give you like a full review of the car, you know, what's done to it, and if I still think the tune is worth it at that point. So this is my initial reaction and review now. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. I'm going to be switching you over to my GoPro because I don't have a mount for my camera yet for this one, but I do have my GoPro mount, so I'm going to be using that. So hopefully the audio isn't too bad. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and hopefully the quality of the video is pretty good. So I'm going to be putting you guys on my GoPro, and yeah, I'll let you know how I think about it. Alright guys, so now you're on my GoPro, so hopefully the audio and the quality are okay. At least you can hear me and whatnot. So we're gonna go for a drive. I'm gonna talk about the fuel economy I got in my car, power, all that. So let's get into it. So the drivability between stock and the tune is pretty similar. If you're not into it, if you don't have your foot down, it's very similar, which I like. So driving around town and all that, it's pretty much the same, which is really good. One thing I did notice, the car does feel a little smoother. It feels like the car does idle a little better right after I started and right after downloaded the tune on the car. So that was a plus. Now fuel economy. I drive this car 5 days to work, every day, Monday through Friday, and I do a combination of city and highway driving with this car. So it's about, from my house, my job is about 15 miles there and back, so it's about 30 miles a day driving, and obviously I do other driving, errands and whatnot, so but just work related. So I am from Jersey, so if anybody is from the Newark area or has to drive through the Newark area every single day, you'll know how bad traffic gets there. Traffic is awful when it comes to Route 21 in the Newark area. Everybody knows it. Like I said, if you're from Jersey, you know what I'm talking about. If you have to drive that way every day, you know what I'm talking about. So combine, city, a little bit of traffic, city driving and highway getting to work and back on a stock tune, I was noticing somewhere around like 32, 33 to like, 35, 36 miles per gallon. This is after having the car for a month, driving the car every single day to work for a month. Those are the numbers I would typically see. Now driving to work, I don't beat on the car. I shift, 2,000, maybe even a little bit before 2,000 sometimes. I keep the RPMs low. I don't put my foot down unless I absolutely need to, passing somebody or merging onto a highway. But typically I don't put my foot down. So that's the first thing. I was seeing between like I said, 32, 33, 35, 36, somewhere between that range. After the tune, for the past couple days that I've been driving, taking the same route to work, driving the same way and all that, I have been seeing minimum around like 37, 38 and up to like 41, 42 miles per gallon. So same amount of traffic every day, same highway, same city driving, everything has been the same. Like I said, I work at the same place, I go to the same place, I do all that stuff, and I've been seeing an increase of like 7 to 8 miles per gallon, like roughly, with the tune. So the fuel mileage is definitely 100% improved, which is awesome because on the stock tune, when I did do a couple of long distance drives, I was seeing 52, 53 miles per gallon. So I'm hoping that with the tune I might see anywhere from high 50s to even low 60s, just cruising on the highway, which would be phenomenal. I haven't done a full tank on the stock tune. Full tank, the 2-3 full tanks that I have done on this car, I've gotten, it was like 533 miles per gallon, 540 something, and I got almost I got a little over 600 on one tank. So I am curious to see with the tune, when I do a full tank of diesel, how many miles I can get out of it. That'll be interesting. So that's the first thing. Now, second most important thing, if you're a TDI owner, you do know that these cars, they are pretty torquey for stock. If you do put your foot down, off the rip, first, second, third gear, you put your foot down and you're in the right, RPM, the car will move. But like passing power on the highway, these cars don't have that much power, especially on the highway. If you're like in a high gear, 5th, 6th gear, and you put your foot down, you're going nowhere. Like that's the main problem with these cars. These cars are slouches, and it's so unfortunate because they're so smooth. You get amazing fuel mileage, and obviously, with the fuel mileage, you do have to trade off the power. But torque-wise, like I said, you know, stock, the cars are pretty torquey. I won't lie, you know. It will somewhat put you back in your seat if you do, you know, a hard pull in first, second, even third gear. But once you're up to speed on the highway, you know, you're going nowhere. You're not going to pass anybody. And that's the worst part, you know. If you're planning on passing somebody, or you're planning on, you know, changing lanes, you know, you really got to, like, think about it. You got to downshift, and you got to give yourself some time so that you can actually go. With the tune, the car's power has changed 100%. 100%. The car is so much more fun to drive. You know, right after I tuned it, I took the car out for a spin, and I matted it in second, and the car threw me back in the seat. Now, I'm not saying this car is the fastest thing in the world, but it does surprise you, you know, after the tune. It will surprise you. The car does move. In that aspect, I think it's definitely worth it. Passing somebody on the highway is a lot easier, thank God, because like I said, you know, before it was kind of, I wouldn't say dangerous, because if you get used to the car, it's not really dangerous. You'll know what gear to be in, you'll know, you know, that aspect of it, how to change lanes and how to pass somebody, like, safely. But now it's pretty effortless, you know. Even in higher gears, you put your foot down and the car goes, and that's amazing. And especially in, like, the lower gears, like second and third, if you mat it, it does throw you back in your seat. And you know, you get that, you know, that torquey fast car feeling, if you know what I'm talking about. Definitely worth it. Like right now, like I'm doing a third gear roll on, and the car, it goes, like, it's amazing. You know, that's already just a quick pull. It's so easy. It's so much easier now. Now, by no means is the car fast, you know, but it's definitely quick, and it definitely gets up in speed very quickly, which is amazing. You know, I can't complain. That was the one thing that I was really, you know, hoping for, was when I was choosing a tune, you know, I wanted the good fuel mileage, and I wanted a tune that would get up to speed fast. You know, something that'll be just quicker than when it was stock. And this tune definitely evolved the car. Like, I wish Volkswagen had these cars come like this way from the factory, because it's amazing. You know, now the car is enjoyable to drive. It doesn't feel as, like I said, I wouldn't say dangerous, but it's not as risky changing lanes and passing somebody on the highway. It definitely makes life a lot easier. Luckily for me, you know, after tuning the car, clutch has been fine. Clutch has been handling it, which is great. No slipping, nothing. So, you know, my plan is not to beat on the car, but I like to have the power there just in case you need it, which is, you know, a really good thing about what Kerma offers. You know, on their website, I think it's somewhere like 40-something horsepower, like over 100 foot-pounds of torque, and you definitely feel it. Like, you definitely feel it. You definitely feel the torque. Once you put your foot down, the car goes, and that's really what, you know, I wanted. You know, I just wanted a more enjoyable experience driving my car, and this tune's really given that to me. It feels great. You know, fuel mileage has improved, power has improved, so in that aspect, I really think it's worth it. Now, price point, I did pay less. I'm not going to tell you guys how much I paid, because I don't know if you could get the same deal that I did, so I'd rather just keep it on the down low. But on their website, it is like $700, but I think it's on sale for $650 at the moment. So it's something like that. You know, just contact them. Their prices are online. You know, all the Q loaders, it'll show what cars they work for and whatnot. So prices are online. But now, you know, $650, $700, is that steep for a tune? It kind of is. But is it worth it? I definitely think so. You know, if you're somebody who loves your TDI and you know, just want more power, want better fuel mileage, I definitely recommend it. But to save fuel mileage, I feel like over time, you know, you'll probably make it back eventually. I mean, it's not going to be right away, but months and months of driving, you know, it should add up from what you're saving, because the tune provides, you know, better fuel mileage. So it will add up, and you will get your money back, quote unquote, technically. But like I said, is that price steep? It is a little steep. I still think it's worth it, you know, just for what the tune provides and how good the car responds, and it really is worth it. I definitely recommend it to anybody. If there's any downside, I think the only downside to the tune, the whole thing is, and I wouldn't even say it as a negative, it's more of like an impatient kind of thing. But, you know, if you guys are familiar with, like, the access port that Cobb makes, you know, you could switch between tunes in a minute or two, let's say. But with the Q loader that Kerma provides, it's more like 15-20 minutes sometimes it takes for you to go from stock to the tune file and from the tune file to stock. So that's the only downside with this whole process of tuning the TDI, is I wish you could do it a little quicker. I mean, you know, if you're doing something, you know, you could be cleaning out your car, doing an oil change. Well, no, not really doing an oil change because the car's gonna be off. But anyways, you know, if you're doing something, and you just, you know, let the car sit and do the tune, it'll probably be 15 to 20 minutes. If you're really anxious to drive, I mean, I guess that's the only like downside of it, as opposed to other, you know, handheld tuners where, you know, it might take a minute or two. But besides, if you can look past that, it's, like I said, it's 100% worth it. I recommend it to anybody. I've absolutely fallen in love with this car. This car is so much fun to drive now, like you have no idea. You know, I look forward to going to work every day. It's not a slouch anymore. This is exactly what I was looking in a tune that was emissions friendly, a tune that, you know, overall is just worth it. You know, it gives you power, emissions friendly, the fuel mileage is way better. You know, it's just a win all across the board. And that's the most important part, I feel, that a tune should give you. You know, it makes the car fun to drive. You are saving money on fuel. And like I said, you know, in my situation, I want to be emissions friendly with this car. And Kerma offers that to me, which is the reason why I chose it. So I do recommend it to anybody. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. You know, you can always go on the Kerma website. I'll link the Kerma website down below. So you guys can check it out. You guys, you know, can look at all the steps on how the tuning works, find the product, you know, email them if you have questions, talk to them. Their customer service is fantastic. They get back to you quick. The people want to help you there, which is great. A lot of tuners are like kind of ignorant, and a lot of tuners, you know, don't want to hear it, you know, act like they're better than you, that they know more, depending on who you work with. Not everybody, but depending on who you work with. Kerma wants to work with you, and I think that's the best part about the tune, is just you have people that are knowledgeable, people that are willing to help you, and a product that, you know, really will change the way you view and drive your car. So yeah, I'm gonna switch you back to my other camera. So hopefully this helped you out in a way, and I'm just gonna close out the video now. So guys, that's my thoughts on the whole Kerma tuning that I did to my car. I definitely recommend it. I think it's worth it. If you guys have any questions, please ask. Like I said in the previous part of the video, I will link Kerma down below. So if you have any questions, email their customer service, their tuning department. They're more than happy to help. They are really good at getting back to people. So, you know, I would go for it. If you just want more pep out of your car and better fuel mileage, you know, power, just a better, more fun driving experience, I definitely recommend Kerma. If you don't want, you know, like I said, you don't want to roll coal, no soot, nothing like that, and you're trying to avoid, you know, deleting a DPF for power and whatnot, just go with Kerma. It's worth it. They're willing to help you. The price, like I said, is it a little pricey? I mean, depends how you look at it. I just feel like in the long run, you will make it up with saving fuel. You know, I really don't put a price on having fun driving a car. Like I said, this is my daily, so the fact that now I feel like I can have fun driving my daily every single day to work, you know, when I do errands, going on vacations and all that stuff, it just really makes the car just a better experience for me. So that's why I chose Kerma. You know, I've heard nothing but positive reviews. You know, if you look at the reviews online, everything is mostly positive. So, you know, if you have any questions, guys, let me know. If you have any questions for them, like I said, I'm putting the link down in the description. You know, you can have all their contact information that you find on the website. If you do end up buying the tune, you know, there's a step-by-step on how to tune the car. So hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully you enjoy the video, because this is just my initial reaction. I do plan in the future, once I do the rest of the mods to my car, I do plan on making another video how the tune, you know, basically interacts, and how the tune works with the mods that are done with the car, to see if, you know, them work, you know, the mods I done and the tune working together, you know, really make the car an even better experience. So I will be making another video in the future once I do most of the mods to my car, so look out for that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully this answers some questions. Hopefully, you know, my personal opinion maybe can help you guys, you know, make a decision for yourself if you're stuck on finding a tune for your car, well, for your TDI. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I really enjoy this product. Check them out. It's worth it. Trust me. If you have any questions, ask me, ask them. But hopefully you guys have a good day. Thank you for watching. More videos are to come. So have a good day. Thanks.